Alright everyone, today the build is pretty simple. We do have um, this one, explode, that's it, alright, and everything else. More armor, quality of the essence, extra chaos, and more range, more ability power, boss damage, critical strike chance. So we start with 33% critical chance. We have the 3 extra platinum coins, 2 extra stuff from Jonas, merchant items cheaper, and extra dream dust, right? You can actually grab these if you want. Right, more gold from the bosses, so I can replace some of these other things. Now the most important thing is the dodge, and then extra dodge, dodge cooldown, and this one, free heals, okay? And of course the extra life. The others, if you have any slots, you can use them. Otherwise, you can choose other stuff that you need. For deja vu, deja vu of choice is fangs. If you don't have fangs, you can use momentum, or you can use obsidian. So either of the three will be good enough at the start. So it's just to make sure that the cooldown of the skill is faster, right? The reason why I know that momentum is far better than this one for cooldown, but this one deals more damage when you crit. Okay, slow, including the cooldowns and stuff. So it's just a better momentum for me, but it's every time you crit, so which is not every attack, right? So that means we need to increase the crit as we go along. If you don't want that, you can just choose momentum, and or you can choose obsidian. So for an easier way to go through the game, I would choose momentum, and for more punch, obsidian is also nice. Okay. So lucid dreams, we have all the bad modifiers from our Stardust. This one, the only reason I have this is so that we don't get any heals. I want to make sure that the build is good enough, even without healing from shrines, not starting with a sustain. Generally, you can start with clemency if you don't feel comfortable. Right, cooldown's a bit going. It's going to be a bit longer, but you know, um, it gives you a bit more sustain. Right, and then all characters deal damage if you can get it. So more damage for me, but I've noticed that the mobs also deal a bit more damage with this one by around 30%. So so stats we have 11 armor, 51, 48, 200 hit points, 1.41 attack speed. All right, and our crit is at 33%, which is what's good. Now I'll put this here because I have the extra 130%. This is now 230%, and it cools down by 1.1 seconds. So after a few crits, this should fix itself. Normally I will wait for it to cool down before I start with anything else. So the reason I back away is that because I don't get any heals from potions, right? Sweat for it. The reason why I don't just dismantle it because I'm waiting for merchant or I'm waiting for a well, right? Even if I don't use it. So if a merchant comes in, something I want to buy, I can sell it. Otherwise, see that? I get bright dust, right? So I don't get any healing. Although it's good because I can upgrade stuff faster. But if I'm not careful at the start, that means a really short run. Ooh, I got stuff. Alright, we don't want to do it. So this is one of the perks, right? So you can choose other stuff. This one is also nice because it's straight up upgrade. I can just go attack speed or I can go memory haste. So right now I think memory haste is a bit more useful. 7.5 and it's 6.6, right? So it's a few upgrades in total, right? I can also do attack speed here. 80% for this one. That will make it 1.4 seconds, right? Which is also nice. But if I do memory haste, so that will cut this down a bit more. 5.7 seconds, right? From 6 point something. So it's a bit useful at the start. So I now have 31 memory haste. So target is around 100 if you can get there. Around 50 to 100, right? 100 is nice. Now I would just go here. Okay. 21. Now I can put this up. 1.3. And I can put this up as well, right? So more damage or faster cooldown. So 1.5, 5.1. So let's just do this for now. So we're now at 1.5. So every crit is 1.5, and then we'll increase this again. we are now doing pretty well. And I think it'll be easier. So a sense of confidence. I don't really use this, but for now, put it there. Maximum health, memory haste, and attack damage. We don't use attack damage because of this one, right? We want to spam this one. So we want ability power. So if we want more hit points, we can grab this or more memory haste. So 5.1, 4.8. Right? So it's like leveling it up without leveling up the damage is how I see memory haste at this stage. So early on it's a bit important, but later on not so much, because once you level this up, you start leveling it up, the cooldown it catches up really fast, right? And as soon as you get your critical chance up around probably 50%, everything balances out at that stage. So right now, if we want to increase our crit chance, since we have this, we can just destroy them. Right? And I can just increase the damage or increase the crit chance. 4.8. I don't really need this. So I have 53% chance to crit. And all my crits reduce the cooldown for this one, and it deals extra damage. Well, that's the goal anyway. So if you notice, I went to the well before I went here because I wanted to increase the because it's cheaper, right? If I increase the using dust before doing, because normally I just take 1 point from do. And normally I do reserve 1 dodge, which I don't really use. Alright, so here I'll just probably grab this one, which is a bit more expensive at this stage. Alright, 1.7, or I can increase the crit. I'm not going to increase this because it's just 2. This one is a bit more expensive in bright dust, so I'll increase this one. So I can actually go up here. Alright, so the reason why I don't grab everything if there's nothing there, the hunters go up really fast, right? And they catch up. So if I go here, it'll probably go here and then up there. So I can actually chase it. If there's no chance, I'll just go straight up. This is good. We get more bright dust every kill, so we're now at 75. If you notice, I don't really use the skill. Right? So now we have 161. So it's a good thing we went there. We got extra. So right now I can increase this to 1.8, but it's only a 0.1 difference, right? In cooldown. But this one is a 0.2. But this one will allow us to actually increase a lot of things. So if I grab this, right? Now I'm at 63% crit chance. Now I can decide to do some of these. Now if I grab this in 4 shots, if they're all crits, I can refresh my incendiary rounds. So let's just do this for now. Alright, and then we'll increase this after we kill the boss. It's only a demo of the first stage I'm doing. It's just so you have an idea of how everything works, right? Making sure you survive. Um, this is also nice. Makes us immune to fire. So if you want, but a lot of people choose this because it gives you more bright dust, right? So it did eat that. It's gonna go up here. So we'll go to the merchant and then we'll finish the stage. So normally I will try and look for something that allows me to deal more damage or something that will increase or some sustain, right? So let's grab this for extra stuff. Alright, so this one is nice for now. But I want some sustain if I can get it. There is nothing. This one's nice for a heal, or this one. So I would generally just sell this one. I don't like using that. I don't even use so the way I run things, I don't grab um predation if I'm running wild because everything's easy at that stage, right? Like there is no difficulty, everything becomes easy. So this one allows me to heal and deal damage, right? Also, the good thing about mass cleanse is that if you have a curse, you can actually remove the curse using mass cleanse. So the boss, and then we'll go back to the build so you can see everything again, and then hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully we survive. Oh, you can also increase the size of your cursor, which I'm doing here. Right, so it's a lot easier now. It was easier than when we used the shotgun, right? So here I would increase this because it's 80%, right? It's like 2 levels almost. So I will do this. Or 1 level's not enough. So let's do this. So if you notice, we are getting 35 stardust for every boss skill or world or a map boss. Um, it's a pretty good thing, right? But remember, it's a bit harder if you have all the modifiers on. Let's go back to the lobby and check the build. As I said in a previous video, it is a bit the reason why I do no no healing for potions and stuff is to check if the build will survive, right? The actual initial stages, even if we don't have any sustain. So you've noticed we did not get any sustain during the run, and we still finished it. Okay, so for me, if you ask me, the key things are um, this one. All right, so it explodes. That means more damage, a bit of AOE, not by much. I have armor, so 11 armor. Always remember that 11 armor, 100 armor equals 50% damage reduction. Although there is a diminishing return after that. Okay, so that's the only one I have. I don't have anything else. Now, for imagination, so for me, the critical ones for this build is this one. Allows us to reset the merchant. Allows us to have more items sold by the merchant. And this one. It allows us to start with a 230% essence. Right? Remember, the essence you get from Deja Vu starts at 100%. and then you increase that by 130%, which is nice. Okay, that is the most important thing. Now this one is up to you, right? So some of the other things you can also take is this one. So more gold and more dream dust. I use this one. 25% discount is pretty big. The standard discount is at 10%. No. Standard discount is at 18%. So this one is 25. So it's a bit higher. So I would take this if I'm Lacerta. Otherwise, I will take this one for the other characters. Okay. Gain an additional 60 gold every time you defeat a boss, which is also nice to have. But I would prefer more chaos for more stats. Alright. So if you're lucky, you get double purple and you get a lot of good stats, or a lot of good hit points. Alright, which is pretty good for anything. And for life, for me, what's important is this one, extra dodge. So you have 3 dodges. Faster dodge cooldown. Shrine of Guidance is free. So if you have a healing shrine, it means that even if you loop, your shrines are free. So even if things get scary, your hit points go down, if there's a shrine, you can heal. Okay? This one is extra life, and I think it's really important. The other two, they're not mandatory, but they're good to have. This one is increased armor, and this one is burn damage, because I always die on the lava map because of all the AoEs and all the fire tick damage if I do not have a proper healing spell or healing memory or a healing essence, right? It just takes a lot of that. You just take a lot of damage and you hit the boss. There's a lot of like take damage from the fire dots, right? So I just wanna make sure I have things covered. Later on, it might not be very important, but the first few worlds, they are very, very important for me. Anyway, and as far as destruction or damage, so ability power, and this one, I think for me this one is really, really important. Attack range 1.5 meters, right? So longer range equals better. We don't really need attack damage because we are relying on incendiary rounds, which deals ability power damage, right? This one is attack damage, but it's something that normally I will replace with something else, like a buff, even Umbral's Edge, or the arrow one is also nice. Okay. Now, attack speed is also nice to get if you have the space. But I do get critical hit chance 30%. So you start with 20 plus 13. That's 33% crit chance at the start. Now, if you're using fangs, that is really, really good. Even if you're not using fangs, extra 13% crit chance damage. It's nice to have. Now, one thing to note with crit is that if your crit goes beyond 100%, it means you auto crit, and there is a chance to do a double crit. So the double crit means double the damage of the crit. So if the crit deals an additional 100%, that's an extra 100% above that. But the chance of that happening is for every percent above the 100%, that is your double crit. If you are over 300, over 200, between 200 to 300, that'll be triple crit. I think triple crit is the cap. I don't think there is anything beyond that, or I've not heard anyone talk about more damage beyond triple crit. Okay, so you'd probably want around up to 300%. But for me, if it's a single pass or no looping, I would try to get this as close to 100%, like 83%, 73%, somewhere around there is a good start. right? So not very expensive from a dream dust perspective, but the returns are pretty high, right? Because remember, you start with an additional 13% plus 20, so that's 33, right? So a few more levels, and then my crit goes up to around like 5 extra levels is at 83%, right? So that's how I take it anyway. And it's pretty cheap at that stage to get it to level 5. Well, I guess that's the entire build. If you have any questions, you can drop it in the comments below. Alright, any builds you want me to demo or to showcase, you can drop them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. I would appreciate it if you could drop a subscribe and a like. At the very least, I like if you find this helpful. Thank you.